Land ownership is an intricate puzzle that has dogged the Kenyan leadership since independence. With squatters strewn across the country and endless battles over who owns what land, it is with a shadow hanging over Kenya's head that we are set to commemorate 50 years of independence. Ferdinand Omondi traces the root of this stubborn problem on our series Kenya at 50.
Mama Cecilia Kadzo Emmanuel surveys what she has always believed to be her piece of land, but which is in danger of slipping from under her nose. For over 20 years, she has lived here uninterrupted, built a home, raised a family. But one day in November 2013, she found herself homeless.
Vita ilianza mwaka wa 2012 mwezi wa Septemba tarehe 26. Wakati mama mmoja ambaye anaishi Thika alikuja hapa na watu wa survey akidai hapa mahali ambapo ninaishi sasa na watoto wangu ya kwamba ni kwake.
Mama Kadzo says she frankly sought help from the area police, but claims she was taken round in circles, and next thing she knew, the trees she had planted were cut down, and then her house mercilessly brought down by a woman who claims to have a legitimate title deed to this land.
Sasa mimi nilipofuatilia kwa watu wa town council, wakasema huyo mama ana title deed. Ninashangaa title deed haiwezi kutoka kama mahali kunaishi mtu, mpaka ifanyiwe investigation.
Mama Kadzo's story resonates across the coast region. Thousands of squatters like her live on pieces of land which they have inherited over generations, but with no legal documents to secure them. Then one day somebody shows up with those documents, bulldozers and police in tow to kick them out. In many cases, court injunctions are ignored as these new landowners take a claim to the land which they have never claimed for decades. Mama Kadzo says she lived here for 20 years before the said woman showed up at her doorstep.
If somebody trespasses into your land, naturally you'll be expected to eject that person or get him evicted. Because it's your land, you'll notice the moment somebody comes in. But if somebody comes into your land, lives there, builds there, divides, gets children, sires, and the land is divided, if for a period of 12 years, then it's assumed that you have allowed his occupation. So that person gets rights by what we call prescription.
By that definition, Kadzo's house should not have been touched. However, there's a crucial caveat that many squatters like her have ignored. For the law to transfer the piece of land you have built or invested on over time, you must earn that right in court.
So you need to go to court for the court to declare you as the owner by reason of possession, uninterrupted possession for 12 years. So that once you have that, then the courts will be able to direct and declare that you now have acquired the right over that property, and the registrar will be directed to assign a title for you for that specific property. But if 12 years, you have been there for 100 years, but you have never sought for that right to be recognized, then you still remain a trespasser.
Two injunctions that Kadzo filed barring the other woman from interfering with her property were thrown out on technicalities, and she has since filed an appeal. A glaring discrepancy, however, lies with the plot number. A letter from the County Lands Office clearly states that the plot number the Thika woman is using to claim this piece of land is not for this plot in Mabirikani, but is located somewhere else in Kilifi. It is therefore unclear how she still had the authority to proceed and build a perimeter wall through Kadzo's house. That's not all. The National Land Commission ordered all evictions suspended until a new law guiding such evictions are enacted. However, cases like this show that the call goes largely unheeded and largely unenforced. The police themselves appear in crosshairs when it comes to enforcing land directives.
We follow the law. And if it's a court order, and as you all know, court orders must be obeyed. But what's important, I think, is that in the manner it is done, which I mentioned here should be humane.
The National Land Commission faces an uphill task adjudicating land in Kenya, especially in the coast region. Many are plots with multiple title deeds or whose original title deeds are untraceable. The genesis of the problems date back as far as pre-independence, including redistribution of the coastal strip surrendered by the Sultan of Zanzibar and the vast tracts that were known as Crown land. Historians have faulted the system for dishing land to powerful political cronies and families at the expense of the natives.
Tunaumia tunapoona watu wetu wanaonewa na sheria ipo lakini inarukwa kwa sababu mtu ana watu either powerful aliokuwa connected nao ama na njia zake azijuazo mwenyewe. Swala hili litaleta umwagikaji wa damu hapa pwani.
There is also a general feeling that the judiciary and police have almost always acted in favor of the well-heeled. It is this sense of injustice that led to the rise of the Mombasa Republican Council, which was well regarded as fighting for the rights of the coastal people. And while the movement is officially illegal, a recent study by Ipsos Innovate revealed that MRC is held in high regard in coast region, with 53% of all respondents approving it as the most active in defending the rights of the coastal people. However, their quest for secession was met with ruthless rebuttal from the government. But whenever incidences like this happen, even clerics warn that the bitterness and feeling of oppression could yet drive more people up the wall.
Tumeonewa vya kutosha. Mnyonge yeyote ukimsukuma paka ukutani akijua atakufa, ni heri afa akiwa naye amefanya kitu angalau. Nikuume, nitafune sikio, basi niwe nimekufa lakini at least nawe una alama yangu.
Over 50 kilometers away from Kilifi in Likoni, thousands of squatters are seeing light at the end of the tunnel. Evanson Waitiki, who owns 930 acres of land on which they have lived all their life, has finally agreed to negotiate its sale after decades of physical and court battles. Mass action and politics may have finally broken him. The power of the masses may have won in Likoni, but in many other parts of coast region and Kenya as a whole, many more individual land cases involving squatters go on unnoticed as the rich and powerful exact their muscles upon the weak and helpless, often with the help of the system. The quest for land ownership is one of the main reasons why Kenyans took up arms to fight for independence. 50 years after that independence, and thousands like this woman here are still facing the same struggle. What happened to justice along the line? And so as many Kenyans will be toasting to 50 years of independence, others like Mama Kalzo here will struggle to find a reason to raise that glass. Farian Modi, KTN, Kilifi.